Now for our feature story of the day, the bishop of Bitcoin, the high priest himself, Max Keiser says, if the United States buys 1 to 5 million Bitcoin, they remove Russia's ability to de-dollarize the world and keep inflation as high as they want it, being the world's #1 commodity producer. Let me share your screen, or my screen, I should say. This is a tweet he shared earlier. But the U.S. will have to act fast. Once Russia figures this out, they will use their ultra-cheap energy and pristine balance sheet to outmaneuver the United States and buy 1 to 5 million Bitcoin first. Now, there is a infamous phrase called global hash war. The Bitcoin global hash war was coined by Max Keiser many years ago, and he predicted all of this when people were saying the United States will never adopt Bitcoin, no countries will ever embrace Bitcoin. Max had a different theory. He said, no, there's going to be game theory, a global hash war where countries will be competing to buy Bitcoin and no country will want to be left behind. And precisely what we're witnessing. Obviously, first mover's advantage goes to Bukele with El Salvador, Bitcoin country, which was established in 2021. Now we have the United States of America. Trump just established a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And there can only be one major Bitcoin superpower because only so many people are going to be able to buy 1 to 5 million Bitcoin. BlackRock already owns a tremendous amount of Bitcoin, well over 500,000. MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy, owns approximately 500,000 Bitcoin. If the United States makes the move and starts trading their strategic gold reserve, which may or may not exist at Fort Knox, for Bitcoin, that means Russia is going to get left behind. Or what if Russia outpaces the United States and puts the pressure on the good old USA? Then the U.S. may be left behind. And now we have North Korea, one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world due to the Lazarus Group attack. We discussed this the other day with the global hash war. South Korea entertaining their central bank adoption of Bitcoin. Other countries around the world entertaining the same thing. This is the game theory. This is the global hash war. Max also wrote, since Russia took over pricing of global commodities, energy, agriculture, metals, etc. in February 2022, U.S. dollar-based inflation will never see 2% again. 7 to 15% is the new normal. Only Bitcoin can save your purchasing power. And another quote I learned from Max, that Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase your purchasing power, whereas fiat is mathematically guaranteed to decrease your purchasing power, which we've been witnessing since the inception of the Genesis block 16 years ago. Now, another infamous quote and one of my faves from Max, money existed before the state. Bitcoin separates money from state. Bitcoin kills the state. Some people don't understand that. And he also wrote here, the IMF has forbid the U.S. from doing bit bonds, citing the destabilization influence of Bitcoin and the El Salvadoran economy. I mean, it is what it is. And Vivek wrote here, while you are scared, the U.S. wants to buy all the Bitcoin. Are you paying attention? Check out this headline. Trump admin wants to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible. Well, of course, as a strategic reserve, the White House official told the room of the crypto industry leaders this week that there should be no limit to the size of the U.S. government strategic Bitcoin reserve. And the big bombshell was Saylor, when he was at the crypto White House meeting, he was proposing Trump to acquire up to 5.5 million Bitcoin, which is roughly 25% of the Bitcoin circulating supply. Cynthia Lummis is proposing for Trump to purchase a minimal of 1 million BTC. Now, obviously, that would be the bear scenario. But if Trump were to make that announcement, we are going to be purchasing 1 to 5 million Bitcoin over the course of so many years. Do you know how bullish that would be for the global hash wars taking place? Max also wrote here, traders shorting Bitcoin and MicroStrategy use borrowed money, and that money is printed out of thin air, which in turn weakens the fiat money, increasing Bitcoin's value proposition. Traders might make a quick buck shorting these, but ultimately all these shorts are guaranteed losses and only help BTC. And here's a post Max agrees with from Luke Broyles, and I'll read it to you here. Saylor is a Bitcoin maxi who is going to build 25 different altcoins worth $5 trillion. People say that MicroStrategy, STRK, and STRF will be diluted. Missing the point. Why would I buy an altcoin that gives me hopes of outperforming Bitcoin when I have MicroStrategy? Why would I buy Wrap Bitcoin when I can just buy the ETF? Why would I buy a meme coin when I can just buy MSTX, MSTU. Why would I buy a yield token that pays me 10% yield when I can just buy STRK, STRF? All these securities are altcoins, but they are far superior to historical alts from a risk-reward standpoint. If you're a maxi that wants none of these securities, that is awesome. But securities built upon Bitcoin are far superior to securities that are competing with Bitcoin. Altcoins on competing chains only survive if they drain capital from Bitcoin, while securities atop of Bitcoin have the monetary premium flow back to Bitcoin. Saylor's accelerating nation-state adoption, the Wall Street Trojan horse, and he is going to absolutely starve the altcoin market. Michael Saylor is the new altcoin machine built on Bitcoin. Not only is strategy going to crush Coinbase because they have 50x the Bitcoin, but they are going to be the new altcoin casino. Now, Bitcoin securities in their 2015, 2016 pre-craze era, about to go into IPO season. Yes, it is inevitable. Yes, this is good for the biddy. Yes, most will get wrecked. Yes, it'll end the old altcoin seasons. Yes, it is what has helped end 4-year cycles. And yes, when Bitcoin falls 50%, they will fall 95%. Everything not backed by Bitcoin trends towards zero. Against Bitcoin and Bitcoin securities, trend to 1x. Massive bubble coming, but most won't be ready for it when everyone figures it out to collapse again. I am thrilled to see this happen, but it doesn't matter if you like or dislike this. It is what makes sense. The market for this is easily 3 trillion to 30 trillion as Bitcoin grows into 100 trillion market cap. And my question for you watching this, what do you think the Bitcoin price action will reflect at the time we're at 100 trillion market cap, which is virtually 100x from where we're at right now, maybe 80x because we're above a trillion, but let me know. Now, Saylor will continue to issue new altcoins, starve the old altcoins, bring new capital to Bitcoin, and Trojan horse the world until he can't anymore. Number 1, run from old altcoins as Saylor will crush them. Number 2, don't be surprised by the mega Bitcoin securities bubble and don't get caught in hype. And number 3, multi-generational, multi-sig is the way to go for self-custody. So do not take advice from Kevin O'Leary, who's pushing that you should stay far away from self-custody wallets and you should use centralized exchanges such as Coinbase to store your biddies. That's nothing more than FUD. Don't listen to what Plan B is trying to say as well. Yo, I believe the Bitcoin ETF is the way to go over self-custodied Bitcoin. Not a good look. Self-custody is the way to go, fam. It's the only type of way you can store your Bitcoin to where it's unconfiscatable, not your keys, not your coins. And if you don't know, now you know. Let me know your thoughts regarding the game theory. Who do you think will become the nation superpower of Bitcoin in the world if there can only be one? Because there can only ever be one. Let me know if you think it'll be the US or will it be maybe somewhere in the Middle East. You know, Abu Dhabi just announced more recently acquiring, I think it was $500 million worth of Bitcoin ballpark for their sovereign wealth fund. Will it be Russia? Will it be North Korea? Could it be South Korea? Could it be China? You guys let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream.